Epic Geek Out, the only podcast that actually decided to go to the movies this past weekend. I'm your host, Rob.
And I'm your host, Chad, and today we're talking about movie 43, a crazy comedy.
A weekend where Hansel and Gretel took it with 19 million, but and then on Thursday we're going to be giving our review of Fox's new show, The Following, starring Kevin Bacon.
As always, you can check us out over at Twitter, at Epic Geek Out. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/epicgeekout, and also check out the website, www.epicgeekout.com. But let's get into our review of movie 43. So movie 43 is a new comedy that came out this past weekend. It's a sketch comedy movie, so kind of like Kentucky Fried Movie, has a very loose through line to get to these outrageous skits. Directed by a bunch of different directors and stars a tremendous amount of people, from Hugh Jackman to Halle Berry to Kate Winslet to Seth MacFarlane's in it, and then Peter Farrelly has his fingers in it. Brett Ratner, James Gunn. It's a hodgepodge of a movie. It took like 3.5 years to make. I listened to the Nerdist podcast with Peter Farrelly where he literally said they just waited for stars to be available. They went to them to film it and, just really waited to put this together. Not sure why they waited to put it together, but it's also a comedy that really goes to push the limits of vulgarity and the humor, and I think it's 12 different sketches throughout the movie. They go through the credits, and there's another one at the end. So, Chad, what did you think of movie 43?
I tried to think up 43 reasons why I hated this movie, and I couldn't think of any, because it's just so bad.
I thought you were going to say you liked it for a second.
No,
what?
It's just terrible. There's nothing at all there. I just don't get why people put their names on this, like the actors and the directors that were involved in this, because there's some pretty high name people, and it's just all terrible. All right, I'd rather see any of the Wayans Brothers movie. I'd rather see a Tyler Perry movie than this movie, and I hate all those movies.
I'd rather see
there was
movie.
Nothing to like from this at all, and that's sad because I was kind of intrigued by the trailer. There's the jokes through the trailer were kind of made me chuckle a little bit, but there's literally 12 skits in this movie, and there's 12 jokes, and they just take a joke and they beat it to death, over the head. It's like if you take Family Guy skits, but make them each. There's little
when they have the giant octopus in the kitchen, and that's the joke, and it's it's
like a couple seconds, but it's 15-20 minutes of that one joke. Or it's like those jokes in Family Guy where they play a music video and it runs too long. You're like, what the hell is this? It's literally what this is.
What joke it reminded me of? The Aristocrats.
Yeah.
But
awful. But not funny.
But not even funny.
Not even good. Just the first skit alone, I'm not really going to spoil it for anybody because you probably
literally
shouldn't see it.
Allow us to spoil this. Don't go see the movie.
But yeah, the first skit is basically Hugh Jackman has balls on his chin. That's the whole joke. Him having a dinner date with Kate Winslet with balls on his chin and the odd stuff that happens. And it's just
not even odd. They don't even take it to a level that a child couldn't have written.
There's poop jokes, fart jokes, just stupid jokes that make no sense. The only one that I felt could have been redeemable, and they could have made it so much better, was the Chloe Grace Moretz one. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Christopher Mintz-Plasse was in it as well. But about her getting her period. They could have made it so much funny. If they would have just had it be that nobody knew what a period was, and they had to call the police, and the police came and they were like, oh my god, what is that? That could have been hilarious. But they took a little bit of that joke, but then it was just kind of the jokes on the guys, really. That was the only one that could have been redeemed, but still wasn't even good. The only redeeming quality of this movie is it's incredibly short, and I didn't feel like I was there forever, just waiting for it to be over. I had to pee, so I got up and peed, which was fine. I didn't mind doing missing any of it, which rarely happens in movies. But awful. Probably the worst movie I've seen since we've been doing this show, possibly ever. Really, it's just there's nothing to like, and I was hoping for something, but terrible.
And here's the thing. I knew what you're going to get going into this movie. It's a sketch movie.
But it's worse than that.
So I was exactly, and you're absolutely right. I was willing to afford it the fact that this wasn't going to have any character development. This was just going to be, funny sketches and things like that. But none of them were topical. None had any. They were literally, you take them for what they are, and there was no depth to anything. 2 of the sketches even included like blind date scenarios
Yeah.
where, you know, wackiness ensues, and it's taken to the extreme to the point it's not even funny. I mean, there is a small demographic that's going to like this movie. It's going to be early middle school, not even late middle school.
Know. Like, I was trying to think about it. Like, I don't think I would like this movie ever.
I mean, the pure adolescence of, can you believe this? That hasn't, you know, it was terrible. I mean, it's just, you know, I'm thankful that I had Movie Pass because I didn't have to pay for it. You know, someone who went with us had to actually pay $10 for this, and I felt so bad that happened. I mean, you could do so much more with this. If you don't have the boundaries of making a movie where you have to worry about characters or anything like that, and you can just go for funny, that's fine. But you have to give something for the audience.
But they didn't even
to
go
like.
for funny.
And
like, you know?
they didn't. It was gross out humor, and it just wasn't even well done. And I mean, again, this is another movie where we had, I called it in the beginning, an not older couple, but, you know, middle-aged couple came in, sat down, and I said to Chad, I'm like, they are leaving midway through this movie, and lo and behold, they did. It was close to unbearable. I mean, any Saturday Night Live, you know, that's a sketch show, episode is funnier than this, even their worst ever production. I mean, anything is funnier than this. So, you know, it's a shame, and it's... because
I just don't get it. Like, I don't get why so many people were involved in this
don't know how it was made. You know,
it's funny
it was someone's
because
passion project. I forget his name. It was a guy who produced There's Something About Mary. It was a passion project and stuff like that. But I don't understand how any actor got the script for it and said, let's do this. How much did they get paid to do this? Like, there are people who are nominated for Oscars in this movie or have won. And it's just like, oh, it's incredibly bad.
The funny thing is the through line of the movie is them pitching an awful movie, and the skits are part of the movie that they're pitching, which are ridiculous. And then also the pitching of is kind of a skit too. But like, I just
which doesn't hit a funny and that involves Dennis Quaid and Greg Kinnear, who both are great. I mean, I love Greg Kinnear is awesome, but it
and
just
Will Sasso at the end, which is funny.
And Common, but
but like, I just would love to see the person actually pitching this movie because it's probably similar. Like, someone had to be held at gunpoint for that because I guess the only thing I can think of is that they thought the appeal of people, the actors in it, would appeal to people, which kind of did get me. And I was like, oh, there's a lot of cool actors in that could be funny. There's so many people in that, but really,
it's awful.
It's just terrible. Like, there's a joke about pooping on a girl, and it's the whole like 20 minutes of him working up to it.
It's not good. I mean, literally, I hope we spoiled this.
And I like my share of gross out humor stuff,
there's funny things.
This was just nothing.
Literally awful. So
terrible movie. Do not see it.
So even after such an awful experience as seeing movie 43, we still like to be thankful and give our thanks. Chad, what are you thankful for today?
Well, I just wanted to kind of give a thanks and also discuss quickly the news that came out about Star Wars, directed by J.J. Abrams, going to be Episode 7. I am not worried. I think it's going to be a great movie.
Lens flares.
He's obviously a more than capable director, and I think they were going for that safeness of not giving it to somebody new who could potentially screw it up. He's going to make a great movie. It's going to be character-driven.
I'm excited.
It's going to be... It's going to be good. It's going to be awful wait because it's going to be so secretive and it might not even come out now in 2015, they're saying.
And then the news has come out that he is planning on producing Star Trek 3.
Right.
Not directing the next in that series anymore. But yeah, it's crazy.
How do you feel about the mixing of the worlds? I think that's strange.
I mean, it's crazy, and I think there are, a couple geeks out there whose minds exploded at the news just because both of those franchises are so iconic, and there's the running joke of that they don't get along. I mean, I personally like to love both. Not a huge Star Trek fan, but watch the Next Generation and things like that. So, what he was able to do with a reboot of the franchise of Star Trek was great, and he brought it into this century, and it was fantastic. So, I'm pumped. I mean, it's a new Star Wars movie. I hope,
be excited
and all the memes are going out with the lens flares, which are just, it's hilarious, and I love it. I hope that at the beginning of this movie, there is a shot of a lightsaber, and it's the most unbearable lens flare that you could possibly imagine. Like close, like a couple people in each audience is blinded for life, and then none the rest of the movie. And it's just like his like awareness of that. I think that would just be perfect. So.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna do the fans. I think he's gonna do the fans justice, and he's a fan himself. So
and he was courted. I mean, he was courted to do this. He was on record saying, you know, he wanted to be a fan and just see this. So with their faith in him, you know, Spielberg pushed for him to get this. You know,
and the best news of all is it means now that they're not gonna be doing the other prequels in 3D. So you got to be excited about that. I think it's gonna be good. So
yeah, I'm pumped. So my thanks today, I would like to just, another internet show that I think people should be checking out. One of the most enlightening and fun experiences I got to do since starting this podcast was I went on the speed dating at the Philadelphia Comic-Con, and it was...
I just rewatched that the other day because Geek Love is now back on TV.
And that is my thanks.
So it's,
yeah,
there you go. Sorry to steal that.
No, it's fine. And, you know, it was just a great experience, really fun, really well done, and... great time, and I love the fact that it's taped so I can, you know, go and rewatch it. But they just started a new show on IGN's channel Start called Geek Love, and there's 4 episodes or so out at this point. I've watched them all, and it's really great seeing how they, you know, go through the process. And it's at New York Comic Con, which we almost went to, so it would have been funny to see it on there. Actually, I've seen people that were at my session on it and stuff like that. So, you know, definitely worth checking out. None have, I don't think, worked out so far, so that's kind of depressing. But, you know, it's a great show, so definitely check that out. Yeah.
All right, we're going to be back on Thursday. We're going to be talking about The Following, starring Kevin Bacon, the new show on Fox. But make sure you check back for that. Thanks for watching this episode. Comment in the comments below.
Leave your thanks below, things you want us to check out, or if you're just feeling thankful.
Comment on our YouTube page. We love that.
Be thankful you didn't see movie 43.
That's a good one. So we'll see you on Thursday.